prescription for Oxy for you.
From Dr. Salvatore as well, Judge?
Correct.
I called their office and they said she came to pick it up yesterday.
She may have come to pick something up, but they never prescribed. They pick, I don't know, maybe she's mistaken, but when I called, they had never given her a prescription for oxycodone. So I called these three places, and a fourth, none, have given you a prescription for oxycodone. So unless you have a better place that you got it from, tell me.
Well, Your Honor, and that was a question that I have for them as well. However, the monitoring system is statewide. It's owned by the state. It's not something that she can get on her own. So the fact that they had it, at least someone with a MD, I believe, prescribed it.
What?
I was saying that since it's the prescription monitoring system that provides these prescriptions, it's actually someone prescribes them. So I'm not sure if Dr. Salvatore herself prescribed it, but they were able to print it out and give her the fact that she had been prescribed these medications.
I called all the providers and no one had prescribed her oxycodone.
I'm trying to understand how it must have gotten to the state system in that regard. I'm not sure how that may have happened. She didn't print it out herself. She got it from an actual doctor's office.
I guess let's do this. I'm going to put her in back. If you want to call back in the holdover so you guys can.
All right, guys. This courtroom was about to turn into an absolute nightmare. What started as a routine hearing suddenly exploded into a full-scale investigation over dangerous opioid abuse. The judge wasn't buying excuses anymore. One by one, phone calls were made to doctors, clinics, and prescription offices try to uncover the truth behind mysterious oxycodone records appearing inside the statewide monitoring system. And here's where things got disturbing. Every provider denied giving a new prescription. Nobody claimed responsibility. Yet somehow, oxycodone was still showing up in the database. The tension inside the courtroom instantly changed. This was no longer just about paperwork or a misunderstanding. The judge began realizing he might be dealing with someone manipulating the medical system itself. And once that possibility entered the room, everything became aggressive, serious, and terrifyingly real.
Talk to figure something out. Perhaps she can give you more information. But as it stands now, I don't know where she got it. Not only that, I will not allow you to pill mill Oxy to kill yourself. I'm now going to put your name on the Texas Prescribing Monitoring Program so that you can't pill mill oxycodone. I'm not going to let you kill yourself, mate. If you want to kill yourself elsewhere, great. But it's not going to happen with me. And you will now be monitored so you cannot just go from one doctor to the other to start getting Oxy everywhere. You understand? Because you're going to kill yourself with this. Or, more importantly, take it, get in a car, and kill someone else. I'm going to do everything in my power to protect the public. By any means necessary. She'll go with you for now, and then I'll have Chisholm call you back there, and we can figure out where we're going from here.
Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge. Okay, Judge, for the meantime, can I be excused to give her a call?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, hold on. 120 Oxy. Okay. 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 Mace, Suite 510. Yeah, I see that. Who, after that point, were there any other prescriptions given? Got it. Okay. No, that's great. You've been just such a wonderful help. I really thank you for everything, because now that gives me the information I need. So.
Listen carefully, because this is where the situation took a dark turn. The judge completely snapped into protection mode after hearing repeated excuses about the oxycodone. He openly accused a woman of pill shopping, moving from doctor to doctor searching for powerful narcotics. Then came the warning that shocked the entire room. The judge announced that her name would immediately be entered into the Texas prescription monitoring system. So every future doctor would see the red flags attached to her profile. And he didn't stop there. He made it brutally clear that he believed these drugs could kill her, or worse, lead to an innocent person dying if she drove under the influence. The atmosphere became ice cold. This wasn't just a legal lecture anymore. It felt like a final intervention before complete disaster struck.
So compliance, and this is with the Itata, right? Okay. And you said it's Greg, right? I was going to ask you something else, and it just came out of my mind. What was I was going to ask? Okay, yeah, I think that should be good. So can we now put the name in the database so that there's no more pill mill shopping? No, you've been great. Wonderful. Thanks, Greg. Take care. It's off the street. She's getting it off the street. They have the prescription monitoring program so that anytime you get a controlled substance, it's entered into an actual database so they can see it. And so if someone is script hopping, they can see every time. And so if they see too many scripts from different doctors, it stops. And it puts the people on notice. And then, because then the doctors will get in trouble, then doctors get charged, for running a pill mill. So the last time she was in January of 23 for Oxy. So, okay.
So we're not able to pursue the future.
Yes, that's a great idea. Good. Okay. Come up, guys. So here's the thing, Pavel.
Yes, Judge.
So I've got Chisholm on the phone now, and what she's saying is that she had a prescription from January of 23, and Miss Mathis is trying to say that
Now here's where the investigation became even more unbelievable. After additional calls with compliance officers and prescription monitoring officials, new information surfaced that completely destroyed the defense's story. Records showed previous oxycodone prescriptions dating back to 2022 and early 2023. The woman claimed she still had leftover pills from more than a year ago and only used them occasionally, but the judge immediately rejected that explanation. He described oxycodone as dangerously addictive and far too powerful for someone to casually store untouched for over a year. In his eyes, the story made absolutely no sense. The more details uncovered, the more convinced he became that the pills were being obtained illegally, possibly off the street. And once that suspicion entered the courtroom, the hearing transformed into a direct battle between accountability and addiction.
had the pills since that time and takes it as needed. And I'm saying,
Yeah, I mean, I don't,
if someone has a prescription for Oxy, they don't hold it for a year. In 3 months, they take it because it's Oxy. People who take Oxy don't have the control to hold that many for that long.
yeah, I mean, I don't see what you would hold Oxy for. I mean, I've had it for surgery. That's all I can think of.
And Oxy is just too strong, it's too potent, and it's way too addictive for someone to just hold it. I don't believe that for a second.
And to be honest, Judge, I it's a fair belief. I do think that if she is in some sort of pain, I think since she has a current prescription, you can order her not to take Oxy. Of course, not to take any.
I already have ordered her not to take it.
No, any unprescribed. Any illegal drugs. I don't believe your order included the prescribed drugs. However, in this case, you've already put her on the TMP list. I called Mr. Gregg from that list, and they said yes. They mentioned your name to me, and they said that you've put her on that list. So even if she does go to another doctor, then they would be wary of putting her on another prescription because of your concern. So if she's in pain, they're probably going to give her, worst case scenario, a high dosage of ibuprofen. That way, if she pops up for opiates again, maybe next Thursday, because opiates are apparently, according to Healthlight, it only stays in your system in urine for only 3 to 4 days. So she should be clear of.
At this point, the courtroom tension became unbearable. The attorneys tried discussing technical details about prescriptions, expiration timelines, and whether old medication could still legally exist. But the judge wasn't interested in loopholes anymore. He focused entirely on public safety. He explained how prescription monitoring programs work, how doctors themselves can face criminal consequences for operating so-called pill mills, and why opioid abuse is treated so aggressively across the state. Then came another devastating warning. If the woman tested positive for opiates again, she could immediately be jailed for violating bond conditions. The judge even discussed how opiates typically leave the body within days, meaning future drug tests will reveal the truth very quickly. By now, everyone in the room understood something serious. The court was preparing for zero tolerance moving forward.
Opiates by next week, Thursday. That way, if she does show up for opiates, then at that point in time, she can be locked up because you ordered her not to take it. She doesn't have a new prescription, which is fair.
What do you think, Pavel?
What's the request?
Test her on, let her out, test her on Thursday, and order her not to take Oxy at all. And that's assuming that she even held the 100 pills until now.
Absolutely.
From January 23. I don't believe that for a second.
And it's partially because, like you said, Judge, she can't, even if she did hold it, I don't think law allows you to have a prescription for over 90 days. If I'm not mistaken, if it's a 90-day old prescription, then you should not be taking those drugs because, of course, those drugs expire.
That's true. That part's true, but I don't think there's like a regulation on that. But the is this her first fail? Not her first failed exam?
How many times has she failed, Ms. Mathis?
We just started her. Because she has
Right, she's, how many?
two prior BBRs, if that's what you're talking about.
This is her third bond violation, right? But what were the other bond violations for?
She didn't get an interlock
I think it's
violation,
second.
and she had a curfew violation.
When first one, she didn't get the interlock. The second one, she had a curfew violation, and
yes,
now she's got
yes,
this
yes.
one.
So
You might bring in Ms. Mathis out.
we have addressed those bond violations. I guess I don't know how potent this test is, but on the DWI that.
All right, this next moment completely changed the direction of the hearing. The judge began reviewing her entire history of bond violations one by one. First, there had been issues with the ignition interlock device, then curfew violations, and now a positive opiate test connected to one of the most addictive drugs in America. To the judge, the pattern was becoming impossible to ignore. He compared hydrocodone and oxycodone, emphasizing how much stronger and more destructive oxy can be. His frustration exploded as he described it as wildly addictive and extremely dangerous. The courtroom could feel his patience disappearing in real time. What made the situation worse was the growing belief that the woman was manipulating the system while pretending to cooperate. And once that trust disappeared, the judge began preparing consequences that would completely take control of her future.
Allegation is hydros. So hydros, oxys, they have the same effects. It seems
They
like.
don't have the same effect. No. Oxy is so much more powerful. It's
No,
just
they're
crazy.
just as addictive, is what I mean. Like, how you can be
Worst
addicted
case
to
scenario,
hydros.
her
It's
doctor
no.
can prescribe her hydrocodone.
Hydro is addictive. Oxy, it's 15,000 times it's, I'm telling you, it's, once you start, it's,
We could, I think we could approach that and give her another chance, but with regards to the drugs, we've given her chances on the other
I
violations.
don't think you can stop. And I'm ready to put you in a rehab program right now. because I think that you are pulling the wool over my eyes. You are forum shopping for pills. I have now put you on the list. And you have 2 times gotten a prescription. I talked to the compliance officer with one of the doctors. He told me you have a prescription for 120 oxy from 12/6/22, and then you had another prescription from January 23 for another 100 pills of oxy. I do not believe that you kept 100 pills for the oxy to be able to take it now to where you had a positive result. I think that you're getting it off the street. And I want to put you in a rehab program now. I'm going to have you every Monday and Thursday come here and test. And the next time you test positive, I'm going to hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days in jail, probate it for 2 years, and put you in a rehab program. Do you understand? You are not to take any drugs, any hydrocodone, any opiates. I don't care if you have a prescription. I'm ordering you not to take it, even with.
This is where the judge delivered his harshest speech of the entire hearing. He directly accused a woman of trying to fool the court and manipulating doctors to gain access to narcotics. Then he dropped an ultimatum that sounded more like a final warning before prison. From this moment forward, she would be required to appear twice every single week for drug testing. Any future positive result would trigger immediate punishment, including contempt charges, 6 months in jail, probation extensions, and mandatory rehab treatment. But the most shocking part came next. The judge ordered her not to take any opiates whatsoever, even if prescribed by a doctor. No oxycodone, no hydrocodone, nothing. Instead, he demanded she rely on ordinary pain medication like ibuprofen or Tylenol. The courtroom had officially shifted from supervision to survival